martyr gripping my balls, the type to get up if I fall. Crumble urban or raw, eyes low, but I'm higher than y'all. Ashes falling on my book of rhymes, I'm laughing times past the where to go. I'm sitting in the zone on my own, penning poems. Just far from the kids you used to know, now I'm grown. Just trying to find peace on my own, but the negativity strong. Keep on keeping on, that's all I can do. I've been through what you've been through. You need someone to vent to, just know I'm here, dude.
What's up, man? We motherfucking back like it's a hard time. Oh, my back, boy. No, man, we back, dog. It's Any and Everything podcast by two kings. I'm King DJ.
I'm King Perez.
And like you see, we got somebody here that's going to spit their knowledge. So we're going to tap into all of that. But before we bring him to the market, what we're going to do is introduce a special rockin' or drop it today. Because, I don't know, I guess we're going to do it with the introduction. First, let's do the rockin' or drop it. It's No Escape, rockin' or drop it, No Escape by my mans right here, Floyd. So that's first and foremost, and his name is Floyd Jones, man. So we'll clap that up for him, a producer, a comedian, a rapper. So tap in once we hit those polls on Facebook, you know, and let them know how you feel about it. So we'll definitely do that, man. So what's up, man? Like, we got you here, man. I've been after him for a while. I was on his helmet. I'm like, I need you on the show, man. You was a fucking hilarious ass guy.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, so I'm glad. I appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Motherfuckers do be wanting to come on the shows, and we kind of did like a little cut. Some people didn't make the cut. We made that motherfucking cut.
Oh, nice. No. Work with it.
But let them know, man, what you got going on, man. Who is Floyd Jones, man? Who is Floyd Jones?
Hey, you could learn all about me, man. Follow that Instagram, Floyd Jones Comedy, Floyd's Garage. I'm everywhere. I mean, like you said, making music, doing rap shit, doing comedy. You can catch me all around Metro Detroit.
So what you love? What's your first love?
Music, man.
Ooh.
Music, because I don't need a crowd for music. Music, you can just be in the zone, just me and a beat. You know, with comedy, you know, I need an audience there.
Yeah, and then the audience gotta feel you, and
yeah, you can't be just a dude cracking jokes to yourself. Like that's how you end up on a list. Like that's
or in the goddamn straight jacket.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this motherfucker's funny as hell, but it's strange. It's strange, yeah.
So what's your stand-up? Because what all you do, you a producer. We'll go from everything. You're a producer. You produce. You rap. You do stand-up. Yeah. So we'll go from producing. What made you fall in love with producing? Or what made you become the producer that you are? Because you did produce this beat. And that beat was... That bitch was fire.
Yeah. No, man. I started recording music when I was like 13, 14 years old. I started playing drums. Kind of like rigged out like my mom's garage to where we could just play music all the time, you know. And it made a good cover for just smoking and drinking all day. I'd be like, hey, this shit's loud, you know. I'm gonna keep this door closed, you know. Leave us the fuck alone. Yeah, we're chopping it up in here. Sometimes we record shit and then like the next day I just play it while we just smoked and drank. The whole time. So if you heard it from outside, you'd be like, man, they're really cutting that shit up.
They really working. They're
really working out there. But I started making beats because after I moved out of my mom's place, I moved into an apartment, and I was like, I still gotta make music. But you know, you can't make live shit. You can't play drums in an apartment.
Right. So
I started fucking with beats, and my boy Black Noise, fuck with him. He's Earl Sweatshirt's DJ right now. He came up making some shit with Danny Brown, and he used to send me beats that I rap over and shit. Like
that's dope.
Yeah, I just got a love for it, man.
How do you consider your rap style? Do you compare it to anything, or you got any specific type of, you know, flow you try to stay with?
I try and stay conscious. I try and have a message to it because, I mean, I came up on, like, you know, like Pete Rock, CL Smooth, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Tribe Called Quest, The Roots, like, everybody that really was about some shit. Like, everything they said, like, sticks with you. It wasn't ever just like, oh, yeah, I like Gucci, too. Yeah. Like, it was, like, some shit where you really think about it, you know.
I feel that vibe in your music when I listen to it, you know what I'm saying? Cause I like to be like on a smooth ride. When I'm in my car, I like to put on something I can just lay back and ride to. You know what I'm saying?
Without getting into a car crash, bro. You can't let too far go. You can't let too far go.
Some shit you put on, you just be like speeding. You be like, shit. But you know, some shit you put on this mellow, you lay back and you kind of look at the city and shit. It's like the music go with the vibe of the city. You riding and you just checking people out, seeing what they doing, and that vibe is just, it's like you watching a video.
Oh yeah.
So what's your comedy like? What type of?
Man, it's ruthless. It's ruthless, man. I'm gonna say shit. I don't care if you like what I'm saying. I'm saying shit because like somebody had to say it. Like that's how I would describe my comedy. It's just like that. It's that obvious truth that we just trying to skate around all day.
What got you into comedy? Because I see you got some asshole up in you, man.
Hey, and that's what it got me into comedy. People were like, "Hey, man, you just coming off as an asshole." But if you were on stage, like you could make people laugh with this, you know.
That's the bet.
Because I'm just too comfortable calling motherfuckers out. Yeah. That's what it came from. Is I just be somewhere and I just call somebody out and they're like,
"Oh, that shit,
damn, man, the balls," and they'd be like, "You might as well just go on a stage and just say it to a whole ass room of people."
So you'll get up there and get the cooking people.
Oh man, in a heartbeat, man. And that's the thing though. Like some people like to be brought into that. Some people like to be called out.
That's why they buy them first front stage tickets.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, call on me, say some shit to me, you know, talk some shit.
Yeah.
You know, we act like everybody's so sensitive and nobody can take a joke, and that's like ruining everything.
Do you think comedy has become like
diluted,
too sensitive? Everybody takes everything personal.
Oh, absolutely. I notice it in the group, like in the actual group of comedians in the scene, even where I'm like, hey man, we can't be on both sides of it. Like, you got to either be about the shit or you're not. You know, you can't be out here being like, oh no, I think we should soften it up a little bit. But you're on stage talking about your dick. Like you can't pick a side.
It's like when you look at most comedians that have like contracts and they have endorsements. It's like they got a ball and chain because they really got to watch what they say.
Yep.
And they really condense down. It's like the comedy ain't off the hook change that it used to be. Is now it got to be political. It got to be segregated. It got to be you just can't say the shit that you was used to.
Oh yeah.
Just saying so fluently.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of the shit we came up on. Like, I mean, I remember Comic View. Comic View was on basic cable, and they still were ruthless. They still said shit that you were like, damn, I can't believe they're getting away with this. And you gotta think it's like edited. They were doing it PG, but still so raw.
Yep.
Still so raw. And I was like, oh, if you can do that, like, I'm gonna come at it like full strength.
Because I was just about to say that was my next question actually. What do you in coming into comedy? What was your lookups? What did you look up to? What did you who did you look up to? What was your shows? Who was your favorite comedians? Who inspired you? You know what I'm saying?
I just love, like, anybody that knocks down that wall, because a lot of people will hit a wall and go, okay, I'm not going to talk past this.
Right.
You know, like, I like comedians that will say some shit about, especially people that will say shit about struggles they didn't deal with. Like, those are my favorite comedians, but I like the honesty, like, Pryor obviously went through so much shit. And whenever he was on a mic, he was like, look, I'm going to talk shit about my life. I'm going to talk shit about America. I'm going to talk shit about your life. We're all in this. He
going to say whatever the fuck he want to say. Richard didn't give a goddamn.
So do you think it's a color line in comedy? Because, like, when I really got into comedy and watching comedy, it wasn't a color line.
Yeah.
White comedians talked about the black struggle, talk about the white comedians, the shit was funny. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really categorized it. They just,
Shout out to Meet Y'all Mighty for the crew. Shout out to Meet Y'all Mighty for the crew.
So they just, they just let it flow. But nowadays, they seem like they done segregated comedy. We can't talk about, if you white, you can't talk about black, and if you black, you can't talk about white. Or, you got them comedians that'll be like, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna talk about everybody.
That's how I do it, man. I'm talking about everybody. Because, I mean, there's certain shit that, like, I need to say that somebody else wants to say. But they can't. They can't say that shit. There's a lot of young white comedians that are like, "Low, bro, this is a funny ass joke, but I am not about to cross that line because I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen." Like,
but it's scared. But to me, it's easier for a black comedians to cross the white line than a white comedian to cross the black line.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Most
So
definitely, 100%.
white comedians, they gon' I watch it all the time. Every time I'm watching a white comedian,
Now,
it's
I
the
tell you-
N word is something you can't say it. Oh, you know what I'm saying? But with us, you white mother, you cracker ass cracker. You know we gonna go the whole 9 yards, boy, and ain't gonna get ridiculed about
But
it.
I tell you, who didn't give a fuck was this guy called George. You ever watch him, George? What was his name? Carlin or something like that.
Hey man, George Carlin was one of the comedians that I look up to most because he was an established, clean cut white dude.
Yeah.
Who came out and was like, "Hey, you guys know white people full of shit, right?" Like he didn't have to take that hit.
Right.
But he was like, you can't be a black comic saying this because then they'll just cut you off everything.
Yeah.
He was one of the only people with a steady like every year HBO contract.
Oh,
And
yeah.
every time he came out,
He was a beast though.
till the day he died, he was always talking about people who went through worse shit than him.
Yeah.
And I got mad respect for that.
And you know, his biggest thing was he didn't hide any of his downfalls. He would tell you, I was an alcoholic, you know, I was a druggie, you know, but shit, okay, besides that, let's talk about these issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he always pushed it. He pushed it as far as he could take it all the time, you know. They was like cutting them and trying to ban them and blackball them. And
Yeah.
I mean, one thing he had like the fucking college crowds. He used to pack the shit out of them, you know, the stadiums. And his humor was like clear cut humor, but everybody could understand it and relate to it, and the shit was funny as hell.
Absolutely, and he also got dark with shit though, like,
Yeah.
because that's the real thing. Like people don't want to accept is like some of the funniest shit is very
dark
uncomfortable.
comedy.
It's
It's
very
dark
uncomfortable because we all accepted it and we all tried to skate over it.
Yeah.
So like when I make a joke, I always try and be like, you motherfuckers knew this was happening. Every joke I have, like one of my jokes, I'll just say this one bit because it's quick. I go, I know it's still tough on women because we still call tank tops wife beaters. I'm like, yo, bro. The second somebody starts calling a tank top a kid fucker, people be like, no, son, hey, I don't even think a tank top needs a nickname. Honestly, I don't know how we got here, you know. And we cut that shit off, but we're like, oh no, it's just about hitting the chick, you know. That's all good.
And if you
It's all
think
good.
about it,
turn up Chris Brown.
you think about it, we were prone to say that when it came to tank tops. Nobody never called a tank top a tank top.
A tank top.
We call it white beater.
They're
You know
H
what I'm
shirts.
saying? We don't even know the history behind
They're
it.
We
They're
just were born
A-shirts.
into it. My mom
Right.
just one day was like, hey, put on a wife beater. We're going to see your grandma. And I was like, okay, yeah. And
Did
that's
grandma
just-
get beat too?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think grandma would like if we called it this, okay?
And when I used to think about that shit, I used to picture like a grown ass man out there cutting grass and shit and just get a fucking attitude and just go in the house and slam the door
Yeah.
and beat everybody ass and shit. Like,
Yeah, but then we simplify. Every time now I look at a tank top, that's what my brain goes to. Though. My brain is always like, oh,
like you
Beat the shit out of my wife
you
tonight.
trying
boy.
to control your mind like I can't
you
say it.
can't
I can't say it.
But we just skate over that shit.
Right.
Right. We skate over that shit.
Because think about it, when we was in school and we was young, you know, it wasn't shit for us to be like call somebody a faggot. And it wasn't offensive.
I just took, bro, in
It wasn't
'97,
offensive.
bro, I dare you to lick your spoon for too long after eating your yogurt. Bro, you were getting roasted, bro. Oh.
And you
Look at
gotta
that
think
Ain't
about
no lie, boy.
You gotta think about it.
Goddamn.
Back then, that shit wasn't offensive. You say that shit, it just was looked over.
And to-
Oh, whatever.
To
Like,
me, those one of my favorite jokes, dog. I love white jokes and I love homo jokes, dog. I'll be on the phone dying
Hey,
laughing.
but like, I told somebody else, like, look, man, I was like, black dudes, we could be homophobic as fuck, man. That's why you never see like a nigga just eating the Snickers, just out
No!
public and shit. Like,
You better
this
break
shit's
them
got
bitch
that. It's got a drizzle vein, man. Like, can't be out here eating Snickers and
motherfuckers be like this.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I've seen people smoke crack more obvious than they eat the Snickers. Like,
I slap that goddamn Snickers. Hey, man.
man, I had this crack done changed my life.
Imagine
It's like while I
ramming
eat the Snickers bar.
hey, why you think you see motherfuckers cut bananas in
Yeah,
half?
exactly. Just, a white dude will be like, just eat the shit. I'm like, man, you gotta take that
Man,
shit
turn
somewhere
around,
else.
bro. I don't want to see that shit. It's a banana.
He's like, yeah, I eat it. I got a Snickers too. And I'm like, man.
I told my wife, don't feed my son no goddamn Fruit Loops.
I never walked to my uncle's house and was like, yo, can I get a fudge sickle? Nah, we don't
kid,
play
we
with
don't
that, son. We don't play with that, son.
That shit, man.
I got ice cream and scoops, son.
You better not eat two M&M's at the same time. You better not be shaking no M&M's. They know your hands, not in your mouth. What the fuck?
Motherfuckers be in a pack getting one at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
It gotta be 3.
Right.
It gotta be an odd number, nigga.
Oh,
Say
man.
no. Say no, man. Say no.
But no, I mean that's just but times have changed so much. I'm just glad like I came up on we all came up on the old cloth. Like we came up in a time of reality because now everybody's being filmed and motherfuckers are fake on camera.
And that's the problem.
A lot of people now are like fake on camera because they're like, uh-oh. Like,
I'm being watched.
I'm being watched.
people
Everybody's like, I'm being watched now.
Yeah.
Because I remember 2009 when nobody was being watched. Every video on a phone was blurry. Shit looked like Super Mario Brothers. Be like, I got a video.
Was low as hell.
Like the wind was blowing and shit.
Exactly. I'm like, shit, I look like J. Cole in this video. Yeah, you can tell motherfuckers it's me. But bro, shit was so blurry, but now everything's crisp. You are like there. People are like, I'm here with this person and this person. People are scared as fuck.
I mean, because everything you do is kind of like, people say it's not censored, but it's censored because everything that you put out, you got to understand the government is going through it with a fine-tooth comb.
And you think of that. We 100%, every time we go to hit post, you know, we talk about to hit post and I was like, so I'm gonna take out a couple words. Real quick.
You gotta put YT.
I was on some shit.
That's definitely gonna end you up in Facebook jail.
We all turned up and we all became our own PR people because we were like, damn man, this will fuck my shit. With my girls looking at my Instagram.
If you get too political, I mean, you can get flagged.
Oh, absolutely.
You can get flagged to the point you go to the airport and, you know, they be like, well, we got to take you in this room.
Yeah. We heard you were on some shit.
Right,
You think Delta's not on Twitter?
And
So
you just think of it as you speaking your piece, you speaking your mind or the way you feel. But you know what I'm saying? They look at you as a potential threat.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why I like comedy too, because like on a stage I can get so fucking real with you,
right?
As long as I make you laugh at the end. That's really the whole trade. And people are like, you can say the wildest shit you want, but at the end of this, you better have a funny point. Right. Like I could say the wildest shit for a minute and a half, and then hit people with that quick 5-second laugh, and they go, "Oh, I get what you were doing." Mm-hmm. And because you can't do that in real life anymore.
I see Dave Chappelle a lot of times. He'll say a joke and shit, and like he'll get a couple of chuckles, and he'll be like, "Fuck you, that shit was funny." So
Yeah. but you know, I told somebody the other day, I was like, we always flock towards like whatever people aren't doing at that point in history. Like the 80s, nobody had like bad bitches, fast cars, and they were a secret spy. Mm-hmm. So motherfuckers were like, that shit. and that made money. I was like, podcasts are popular now because motherfuckers don't talk.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers don't talk in real life anymore. So they're like, man, I just want to hear some motherfuckers talk because like I can't be taking that hit. Like I can't be out here saying shit truthfully.
You say it, but I say it.
Exactly. I could just be like, you know this nigga on that podcast said this shit, right? And I was like, he got a point. Like, I'm not saying I support the point or I reposted it, but he had and that's the scariest part of it.
Yeah.
You know?
So this platform is powerful as fuck.
You know, because people are like, ooh, you motherfuckers are talking freely
it's
amongst friends. Right. Motherfuckers still do that. It's like speakeasy.
And I tell them this shit is income.
You see how you had to get in this bitch? Knock on 4 doors 3 times.
That ain't him. I'm looking at a ring camera like,
motherfucker, you really shouldn't have had to knock. I was watching you on the camera. I was like, yeah, there you go.
And a real one knocks.
I tell everybody this shit is income based because depending on the income you receive and who you receiving the income from, there's certain things you can say and certain things you cannot say. You know, so I tell people you gotta have some type of education about business because once you get to looking at numbers and signing contracts, you gotta understand, okay, that number is just one aspect of it, but what am I illegally allowed to do and not do?
Oh yeah.
Do I even own? You don't even own yourself half of the time no more. If you look at certain contracts, your name becomes their property.
Oh yeah,
Your
absolutely.
material becomes their
you that
brand.
brand.
You're caged. You're,
Yeah.
like I actually was hosting my own room in Canton, just the burbs. Some old white dude was like, "Hey, Floyd, you know people, you can make some shit funny." He was like, "Do karaoke," and I was like, "That's for just dumbass motherfuckers," but whatever. But he was throwing me a hot fucking cash for it, and I was like, "Okay." And then it dwindled down, and I was like, "I told you karaoke was dumb as fuck." And he was like, "Whoa, what should we do?" And I was like, "Comedy."
Yeah.
Let me start a comedy room. I started
Everybody
in like
wanna laugh.
and I started in like September, and his brewery just started packing the fuck out. But I found myself in that cage. People started treating me a certain way. I could feel they were like, "Oh, you're somebody who could do something for me." So I straight up and spring is hitting. I'm about to start traveling. I got people in Chicago, people in New York. I'm about to start hitting those spots. Put my name out there. I already hit San Diego last year. I straight up quit my job in February last year. And I jumped on a plane and I just lived on my uncle's couch for a whole month. And I bought a fucking transit pass, and every day I'd jump on the trolley and I'd hit every spot I could as far as possible, just to do every show ever. Bro, I was looking at the ocean at a fucking like vegan coffee place, just telling dick jokes like, "Yo, if I was Batman though, I'd have a suit with a big ass dick on it." You know, like, how come Batman's got that Ken dick? Like, he show my man some love, son. I'm out here saving the world. Hey, you ain't nobody's ever seen shit my dick. Like, what?
And I got on an all black suit.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's
But,
definitely.
I mean, if you look at it, a lot of times we don't look at the sacrifices that people have made for their art. You know what I'm saying? People have lived in their cars. They have slept on their friends' couches, you know what I'm saying? Traveled from city to city and stayed in, you know, motels that shit. Most of us that probably wouldn't even fucking stay in.
Oh, never.
You know what I'm saying? Just to, you know,
For
follow that
5 minutes.
dream.
For 5 minutes.
And the thing about it, man,
That's the smallest set.
I give big ups to people that
5
take
minutes set, the
that,
smallest set.
No, dude, I was in San Diego. They give you a minute. There were places that would be like, it's 1:30. The only way we're getting these comics through is if we give you 1 minute. And I jump on stage and be like, yo, if I was Batman, here's my dick. And then fucking tank tops, you know what's fucked up about tank tops? And I learned to just speed gun that shit. Like last night I did like a 10-minute set and I just ripped the whole fucking time because now I'm just like, I've put myself, if somebody's like, hey, I can give you 20 minutes, I'm like, let me do 20 minutes then. I'm going to make sure this 20 minutes is worth it. Because if I know I can kill 20 minutes every time, then that's just I'm already on some shit with that.
But that's a big accomplishment when you can just leave your job, stop punching the clock.
I came back to it.
Follow your
Hey. All due respect. I left that shit at the end of February. I just smoked weed all of March. I didn't do shit. I was like, I gotta buy that ticket. I just blew some money, and then in April, I flew out there on like the 2nd, and I stayed the whole month. And then I flew back in May. Right. And then I was like, I done racked up a lot of debt. You know, just buying bad bitches drinks, just being at every bar ever. Because you got to think I'm at bars. So I'm straight sitting up, I'm eating good. I'm like enjoying California. And I was like, it's only been a month,
boy.
but
that's high end living too.
bro, they don't fuck around out there, man.
That's all damn night.
5-6 wings, $20.
Bro, you don't even know. Like, it was crazy. I was like
$20. Can I get some sauce on these motherfuckers?
But people were paying for the vibe. Like San Diego doesn't turn on. San Diego's always 75
that's why I'm like,
degrees.
that's all.
I'm talking through the night. You'd be outside at night and it would still be like 70.
Yeah.
You'd be out there just smoking and drinking. You could be out there all night and never need a jacket. Never need shit. A light sweater.
The vibe is good.
Then
but
you come
I'm
here
from
and need a
Michigan.
goddamn right.
Yeah,
We
we
need
just
a
think
goddamn
it's
muzzle
insane,
coat in this
But
bitch.
I kind of like Michigan because of that, okay? Like, you gotta make it in Michigan.
We just think it's insane to pay $20 for 5 goddamn chicken wings. We be sitting there looking like,
crazy.
this is ridiculous.
She was like, oh, you said you want a water? Okay, that'll be $52.78. I'm like, that's a specific ass number for a water. That's $52.78. I'll take one though. Look, I'm out here balling. Who am I kidding?
Come on, man.
Give me the receipt. I'm gonna post that shit.
One water.
Nigga just bought a $50 water.
You know you're making life decisions when your water costs you.
When your water costs you money, it's You know, you're like, we made it.
I'm about
We
water
made it.
or I'm gonna pay a phone bill.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn.
I don't
boy.
need this fucking phone.
So what made you come back?
I mean, what made me come back is I was out there, and as much as I loved fucking with everybody out there, I was like, oh, this is not home at all.
Right.
You know, because I went out there kind of as like a leap of faith when I was already like, I was at the point where people were like, well, I'll give you a show, I'll give you that opportunity. But they were also like, you're super, like you haven't found your thing yet. Like you haven't found how to deliver it perfectly.
Right.
And I went
You
out
was
there,
raw.
and after that month though, I came back and every comedian was like, oh, you changed. Like this is different you
Yeah.
completely, because
So it's a lesson for you for sure though.
Yeah.
So
oh yeah, it was an
struggle.
upgrade.
Yeah.
It was an upgrade. But it also was me just the best factor was I didn't know anybody, so everything I got was honest.
Was new
All
too.
my feedback was like either I fully fuck with you or I don't know you at all.
Yep.
So I got a lot of honest feedback on being like, okay, this is good, this is really good. Because when I'm here, people just want to show love.
They're gonna be biased.
Which is not a bad thing. Obviously, you know, I love my people, but sometimes they'll just be like, oh no, that was fuck that.
Give you the pat on the back just to give you the pat on the back.
Yeah, but also comedians, like comedy's not like music. Like music is great when you get input because everybody starts adding on to it. The layers are nice. But comedy's weird where somebody will be like, oh, I think that's good, but their style is totally different. And you're like, it really isn't.
Right.
You know.
So being raw with your comedy, are you skits or are you jokes? So are you
Jokes.
coming out okay?
I mean, everything I write though kind of has a skit aspect to it. Like I write like in skit form in my head because that'll be how the joke is. Like the tank tops one.
Well, yeah.
It spawned from
That
me
was
being
too.
like if I was like if my mom walked in and was like, okay, throw on the kid fucker, we got to go to church. I'd be like, Mom, what? They used to be wife beaters. She's like, yeah, but they had to throw that word away, and now we're on to this one. I think it's worse. I personally think it's worse. I'm like, can I just call it a wife beater? No. It's 2023. You can't just be out here.
Being
Look,
no lie.
that tank top has its pronouns, and you will respect that tank top. God damn, I gotta respect the tank top now.
As a guy with like all daughters, I got 4 daughters. So as a guy with a daughter, when I say, you know, throw on a tank top, I automatically think
Wife beater.
You know, I think wife beater, but I'm thinking like if I'm gonna call it a tank top, I'm calling it a tank top because it's for my girls. You know what I'm saying? So when
You
I
think a
say
spaghetti strap
tank top,
shirt.
But if you
I'm
had
thinking
4
yeah.
boys, you
I
might be
probably
out here
would
like,
say
yo,
wife
throw on wife beater.
I be throwing
All
the beaters.
y'all, all y'all,
Hey,
get on the beaters.
I tell my
Yeah,
boys,
beaters.
throw them beaters, man.
Throw
Go
them
throw them
beaters.
beaters,
And
man.
when you're younger, you don't even grab the concept. 'Cause
Yeah.
as you know, when you're young, you just think, hey, this
is what
damn
it
wife
is.
beater.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you be like, shit.
You're like, whoa, these
Whoa.
words. I just put these words together.
Hey.
And that shit, is that what? And then you see them in the movies and you're like, yeah, motherfuckers are always wearing a wife beater.
Hey, I was today's years old when I thought about that shit though. I was over here like, God damn.
Yeah.
When I was high,
Bro, hey, weed definitely helps me get there. Weed gets me in my goofiest thoughts.
Man.
Just let it go.
You know, because it's certain shit that, certain shit that you will align yourself with and certain shit that you won't. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's like when you get to that moral concept, and you be like, oh shit, I'm not on
That's
that.
not me. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
not
not
me.
on
I throw
that
out
shit.
all the tank tops in my house. We are not saying shit
I
around
wear
here.
undershirts. I don't even
Yeah,
wear tank tops.
yeah.
That's not even my character.
Bro, I'll wear a full ass real shirt under another real shirt. I'm not fucking with
See?
tank tops.
Look at the graphics.
I got a shirt that says cancel tank tops. You know, buy one, 10 for 20. But no, I mean one thing is that like the other day, literally.
Hey,
at
he's
the
not
show
lying
last-
about you selling shirts.
Hey, at the show last night, I straight up called out Sam I Am. I was like, yo, everybody's read the book Sam I Am. That book should be 2 pages. It should be this motherfucker like, yo, you want these green eggs and ham? I'm like, yo, get the fuck out of my face. And then he leaves you alone. This motherfucker for 30 pages is like, yo, you still want this shit? Nigga, how are you still on this shit? Like, this motherfucker's balancing on a boat. It's like, bro, if you don't get the fuck off my balloon, bro, how are you in my house now?
He was a passive motherfucker.
Yeah, I was like, it sounds like a college quarterback. He was like, yo, let me put this green eggs and ham in your mouth. And the whole time he's like, bro, get out of here with that fork. Oh shit, bro, you know you would have socked him. You would have socked that shit real bad. Sam I Am was a black book. It'd be 3 pages.
Top.
Yo, man, you know you want this green eggs. And
No, then they gonna go into the credit.
Yeah.
He was beating his ass. He got stumped out. Then John came over and jumped his ass too. Them sent it to all of the DPS schools, boy.
Yo, and it just be like a close up. Don't ever ask me shit twice. Don't ever ask me shit twice, son. But bro, this lady straight up was in the audience. She was like, "I'll never read that book again," and I was like, "That's right, yeah." Passive aggressive ass.
Bitch. Say no. Where you perform at? What's your next? Where is your next? Because this will be viewing in March.
I'm doing a gig out in Jackson, Michigan, in mid-April. It's a sad clown comedy, and it's a dope room though. But obviously it's an hour away. Yeah. But if you live near Jackson,
I was just about to say we got
I'm about to be doing like 15 minutes there. So
that's dope.
I mean,
what's your longest set?
My longest set, I did 20 minutes at a hookah lounge with like 7 people, and that shit was fun as hell. Because I made all 7 people part of it. I got to like touch on every single table and every single person that was there.
That was real intimate.
Yeah, exactly. And that was before I went to Cali, so I was like real like, because I tried to do stand up back in like 2016. But I became a machinist. I went to Focus Hope in Detroit. My mom went back in the 90s, and then I ended up going
that was the play back in the day for CBC
sure.
and all that
They
still doing it. Big shot.
Bro, everybody. Fuck with Focus Hope. Yeah.
They get you together.
Yeah, I did the computer shit, and I was like, I saw a bitch with a haircut like Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I was like, no. I was like, nah, son. And then I ended up calling them back up, and I was like, hey, could I do the machinist program? And they're like, we don't do, like, you can't do both programs. Then they, like, called me back, like, an hour later, like, we looked at your transcripts. We need your numbers. We'll let you be a machinist. So I literally got to do a machinist program. But I tried to do stand-up in 2016, but I started this midnight job, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. It was for, like, an apprenticeship. I couldn't fuck it up, so I did, like, 5 or 6 shows. Like I did a couple like 10-minute sets. Somebody the room I was just running at Canton Brew Works. The reason I know it is because in 2016 this guy did trivia there, and he was like, "There's 10 minutes where nothing happens, bro." He was like, 10 minutes where nothing happens at all. He's like, "You should do comedy." He's like, "For 10 minutes I'll just hand you the mic as opposed to playing some dumbass 90s music, and you just kind of see what you can do." He was like, "I love bullshitting with you. You're funny as fuck." I got drunk with the owner. It was a different owner at the time too, because he had already heard that he was like playing with the concept. But then one day we just got drunk as hell, and I was bullshitting with him, not even trying to get the gig. But he was like, "Bro, I fuck with you heavy." He was like, I get it. He's like, when you want to do comedy, do it. And I did like 2 10-minute sets there, and so to actually own the room and host the room. 6 years later, it's kind of like a dream come true.
It's pretty much like coming back to your roots.
Exactly.
I'm working with a couple of my people that like own cigar bars.
Nice.
And that's what I'm trying to implement, comedy into cigar bars, because cigar bars are so fucking chill and laid back. You know what I'm saying?
The audience is like
mellow. Every time
I can take it.
Every time I go, it's like, I find a particular cigar I want. I can sit there and puff it. Probably one of the only places you can smoke in now. Get you a nice drink. They got like decent food. Only thing that's missing is a motherfucker telling some jokes.
Yeah. Well, that's that old vibe, like. Again, it really does upset me, man. Do you remember people smoking at Bob Evans? Like that, the times have changed. My mom would be like, "How long for non-smoking? 45 minutes. How long for smoking?" I'm taking all 4 of these kids right into the belly of the beast, son. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, how
I'm hungry now, son.
Hold your breath.
It's like you have to wear an oxygen mask.
We all had COVID masks in 1997.
Then the smokers used to get looked down upon.
Yeah.
I remember you didn't have to wait to break the smoke. You could smoke right on the line, smoke right at your job and shit.
When I was a machinist, that's how it was. We'd be leaning over machines, just like changing out drills and shit.
You motherfuckers is.
But
boy, how old are you, man?
I'm only 33, man.
You cat.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
I'm 33, man.
You wasn't
calling me old. Guess what?
You ain't old. No,
Guess
33
what?
ain't old, bro.
Guess
33
what,
ain't
son?
old, bro.
Hey, if I'm old, you old. If I'm old, you 33.
You got an old soul.
This is my Pippin year.
He got an old soul. This Jesus.
I've always heard that.
Yeah. I call it my Jesus.
Hey, I
year.
went through a lot of crazy shit though, like at an early ass age. Like I lost my pops at the age of 5, and that shit was wild. Because that's one of those you learn that like life is now.
Yep.
Like because a lot of people sleep on that life is now shit. They're always like, nah, I'm gonna do that shit one day. People who say I'm gonna do that shit one day will never do that shit. Yeah. You gotta have a day on that. You gotta be like, I'm gonna do that shit April 15th at 6 p.m. or else you're not doing it. And we watch people live, like, we live vicariously through Instagram and social media. Because we're just like, look at this bad bitch. That's enough. I don't need her. I mean, you know her meals is expensive as fuck.
Give me 30 seconds worth.
Nah, I'm not trying to be, exactly.
Like, when you scrolling this shit, you be like, oh, shit, that bitch got a Gucci purse.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. I can't afford any of these bitches. Even if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't want to afford these bitches.
Give me the plain Jane. Oh, shit, they got weave and
oh shit, this bitch eating Denny's. Oh shit, DM, you up? I know you eat Denny's, so you up 24/7.
You want to go get some Denny's?
Yeah, exactly.
You get to the ones that be like, oh, I just like chilling at the house, and you know I'm a homebody. You be like, perfect.
Yeah, exactly, man. Hey, but that'll get you too, cause man, getting comfortable not doing shit. Oh man, that's tough, bro. Like I got a girlfriend now, and I just had to suffer the case of like I wanted to be there and she didn't. Cause she was like, I was like, hey, let's go to this. My boy has a gallery in Wyandotte. He has an art gallery. So he does like little events where you just nice fucking food spreads. He's got wine out. We were playing records and shit. We were like spinning vinyl. Yeah. And I DJ shit too. So I was like throwing on some Miles Davis, throwing on this.
Top that.
And, but sure enough, we went there the other day and my girl was like, this is nice. Can we leave? And I was like, every goddamn time. They like step 1 foot. They're like vampires. They just step foot into a place. They're like, I shouldn't be here. Yeah. And they just want to. Girls will leave a party before the shit started. You show up at your boy's house 30 minutes before the party started. Leave 5 minutes before the party started.
Nigga, I'm at the whole party.
Yeah, and I am, man.
Hey, it started at 12. I get there about 1.
Yeah, I see.
And be there to that bitch. You know I'm talking.
See, I'm at the age where I fuck around, get dressed for a party, man. Put on cologne and everything, get my shit together, and I sit in the chair and be like, shit, I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
You know, I done did that shit plenty of times. They be like, I thought you were coming. I was like, yeah, I was coming, but she had some other shit to do.
It's like when you turn on Netflix and you just spend as much time as a movie would be just looking for shit to watch. And you're like, well, one of these is going to be the one. You watch about 30 trailers and then you're like, man, I'm sleepy as hell. What was I thinking out here trying to watch Netflix? You know you got to work.
Don't be high.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, shit, that's the worst.
I think Netflix's new special should just be people scrolling through Netflix. I'd watch that shit all day. I was
like, you watch probably 1 minute of a movie and you be like, I don't like this shit.
Yeah, you be like, fuck was I thinking out here? Fuck was I thinking out here? You think you know me, Netflix? Shut the fuck up.
I was just about to say that. My favorites. These are not my favorites.
It's because you watched.
So in 1 minute, you don't watch like 20 movies. Yeah. Because you just flicking through that. Oh, no, I can't watch this.
That's that shit. There's so much shit, it's tough to even stop on anything, you know? Yeah. But also, like, hey, man, with comedy and everybody, like, taking risks with, like, your music, your art, like, whatever you fuck with, the oversaturation is, like, it's working for us. Yeah. Like, as much as people want to go, oh, I'm going to get canceled, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't say this, I can't act like this. Right. It's like, nobody knows who the fuck you are.
But I think,
you know what I mean?
I think Detroit is that untapped talent for the simple fact that a lot of people haven't fucked with us in years.
Yeah. Oh, we're coming back hard.
Yeah, so now they're starting to see where we at. Because, like, locally, you know, everybody knows everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's like, you know, you got to think about it. If you're a sport agent or you're, you know, in acting or you going looking for new shit. Like, this is the untapped talent that people haven't even fucked with yet. So if I fly from California and I come down here and fuck with you, of course I'm gonna want to bring you back to California because nobody's heard of you and you funny as shit. So you the new shit that's popping because you know in California all I got is the same shit that we've been running. So I'm about to pop in here, grab my man's, bring them back to Cali, and put them on.
It's a new flavor.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Michigan has got just what we do. Just what I passively do is kind of a tale of how we just are on some crazy shit.
Yeah.
We just are like, I don't even talk about it. I came from that non-cocky generation of people being like, nigga, you've been looking in the mirror for too long. Get over yourself. You ain't even pretty. You ain't even pretty. You were just people to be like, man, stop this.
Yep.
You know, like this generation doesn't have that.
Ass.
Yeah, stop looking. Hey, you didn't have to do that to me. That was too soon, but you all right. You all right.
One thing I tell people about Michigan, they be like, you know, when I go to different states or I go to, you know, out of the country, and they say like, you know, what is it like to, you know, live in Detroit? What is it like to be in Michigan? I'll be like, Michigan is like this. We really don't give a fuck about too much of shit. And they was like, well, what do you mean when you say that? I was like, you can go to an all-black barbecue, and you can see a white dude sitting there eating ribs, talking shit, you know what I'm saying, pulling his truck up and shit. Because we don't give a fuck. We vibe with any fucking body.
Yeah, we're all on our own shit.
You know, it reminds me of a video where this black dude was at this, like, Indian gathering and shit. And, you know, they playing the music and shit, and he just eating their food, and he dancing and smiling and shit. That's because that's the shit we do.
We do.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We don't really even have a racial problem or a color barrier. We look at racial shit like it's funny. We be laughing at that shit all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Because we're diverse, though.
Yeah,
we
very
have
diverse.
cities that have like we have Dearborn. Like when 9/11 happened, motherfuckers wanted to act like, this is how I feel about Middle Eastern people, and I'm like, bro, we have a whole ass like community of that.
Those people.
So we see things different. We see things deeper. I'm like, no, I have boys that will always be my boy. Like
we fucks with people.
Exactly.
We fucks with everybody.
We approach everything from a I've been there nature. Like a lot of people, that's what fucked me up about Cali. It was like everybody was acting like somebody else's problem was their problem. Right. They'd be like, can you believe I got to step over these homeless people? I'm like, I don't know. Can you believe they're sleeping on the sidewalk?
Right.
You act like your shit's tough. I'd rather stretch my leg any day than just be like, this sidewalk is my Tempur-Pedic.
Right.
Like, yeah.
And the strange thing about us here, we the type of motherfuckers that get out the car and we just have conversation with homeless people and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
We want to basically see what the fuck they know, where you come from, what you doing and shit. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers, you know, they be like, oh, you guys give homeless people money. They're gonna take it and do drugs. We be like, shit, we know that. Who's
gonna take it and do drugs? Man, I'm trying to get my life right. I'm trying to scoop my drug habit over to the homeless community.
I'm trying to be
righteous.
Sober. You fucking me out my righteousness. I know what the fuck you gonna do with it.
I'm trying to stop drinking, so if this nigga drinks my drink money.
The funniest shit, I was on Jefferson one day, and I was on Jefferson and I think East Grand Boulevard. Guy come up to me and he was like, hey man, I need some money, I'm hungry. I want to get something to eat. And I was like, man, no the fuck you don't. What you about to do? He's like, man, tell you the truth, I'm about to go get this drink and shit. You know, and I was like, that's the realest shit
and that's what this is, the Detroiter in you go, man, I already got a bottle right here, son.
So it's man, like, instead of that $2 I was going to give him, he was so motherfucking real, I gave him 10. Yeah. Like, shit.
He supported his thing. I had a motherfucker say, I was getting ready to give him I get ready to give him some pieces. She was like, nah, I don't really want no pizza. Can I have some money though? I was like, no.
Bro, I love it. I love Detroit for how specific the homeless people will be about how much money they want. They'll be like, bro, you got $2.37. I'm like, here's $3. Man, I don't want to make change. I'm out. This is not my problem anymore. Oh, man.
But like I told them that, you know, if you think about Michigan, that our gas stations are like the fucking internet. Oh, you know how you be on the internet, you just got pop-ups and shit all day. You go to the gas station and be like, hey man, you want to buy some weed? Hey man, I got this jogging suit for you. Hey man, I got them Air Force Ones.
A gas station trip will change your life for the better or the worse. Like,
or a
I
dollar
brought
store trip.
I done brought
Yeah.
a 42-inch TV from the gas station.
I know somebody who bought a car from the gas station, like a car, like a car. I mean, from a dollar store, from a car, like a driving car from the dollar store.
We hustle.
We don't stop. Well, that's the funny thing about Michigan, though. Like we don't stop, but we have a bedtime.
Right.
I like that about Michigan. Like, hey, if you're out past this,
2 o'clock.
you're not just trying to have a good time anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Cali was like, oh, it's 3:45. Oh, yeah. And I was like, in Michigan, you would not be having this
Oh,
time.
no.
You'd be like, damn, it's 3:45.
You gotta go.
I am out here fucking around. You just know it. You just looking like this ain't
Stick up
good.
kids on the
This
way,
ain't good.
baby.
Exactly.
Stick up kids on the way.
Ah, damn, it's 3:45 right now.
Yeah, because
Better
when
watch
it's
your
starting to
back.
get that 3 o'clock area, you be looking like the first thing comes to your mind, like, damn, I'm the only motherfucker out here. I'm about to get
Exactly.
pulled over.
But also, like I said, we're getting so much shit done. It's like I like that the fire's like under our ass to be like, hey, what are you doing? If you're up this late, what are you doing about it?
Right.
Are you really just up this late?
We
watching?
always say Detroit coming back, man. Michigan.
I
coming
don't
back.
think Detroit ever stopped. I think, but
Downtown
Detroit's getting that
version.
commercial love. Hey, it's just gentrified as fuck, bro.
I think
All
everybody.
the homeless people are white. I'm like, man, this shit is crazy, man. I need some representation out here. Son.
This used to be my homeless area.
This is, man. And it's like,
And it's like I thought, like, what was the funniest shit to me was like, you know, like the city mayors has been beefing lately. So you got the Warren mayor, you got the Detroit mayor, you got, you know, Westland mayor, and they all, you know, like loading up their homeless people in buses and shit and dropping them off into each other's city and shit, you know.
but that's why it's nice being a Michigander and a Detroiter, because at the end of the day, we have seen all the forms of homeless people.
Right.
We've
yeah.
seen every bit of it. Like, it's not new to us, and we treat it with I feel your pain because it's cold.
I mean,
That's-
they
in
become
Cali,
our
it's not
friends
cold.
and shit.
Exactly. We
Like,
see
we got
regulars.
homeless
We're like,
friends.
Carl,
Yeah.
you still out here, Carl?
Right.
Carl, you been out here 3
Is it common
years.
in Cali? Is it common in Cali, like homelessness?
Bro, I'm talking.
Is
that
it
was
worse
that was
than
one of the
Michigan?
reasons.
Bad.
That was one of the big reasons I came back. I'm talking. So imagine you're sitting on a trolley and you're flying down at 40, 45 miles per hour. I'd look over out the window and then it would start to be a tent, like people with tent set up, and that would just be that for like 3 minutes on a trolley. So and then that was everywhere. I'd meet people like comedians and shit. He'd be like, "Well, I gotta go to sleep. My car's over here." And I'm like, "You're homeless too?" These motherfuckers were secret homeless. These motherfuckers were secret. I was like, they had to come out the homeless closet.
So
I
what
said,
is it like the high? What is it? Living rate high or some shit?
Oh, it's crazy expensive. Yeah, like a 2-bedroom apartment will run you 2 G's with like no living room and a tiny kitchen. Basically, it's like a tiny living room. This is how my uncle's setup was. It was legit for what he had, but I was like, damn, 2 G's. And he had to go outside to smoke. He had to, not only it was 2 G's, he had to walk outside, go down a set of stairs, walk all the way to the curb of his street just to smoke a cigarette or smoke
Did
weed.
you not hear me say in Davenport they charged me $20 for 5 wings?
Yeah.
You know, I was almost passed out. I was almost had a stroke. I was like, dude, these not even big wings. These like wing dings.
Hey, that's the only way you save money, though. You eat Mexican food all day in Cali. The Mexican food is accurately priced. It's universal. They're like, look, if we're gonna take $10 from you,
We take a $10.
you're gonna
Across the board.
get $10 of food. But there were definitely places that were like, you want some chips? Okay, that'll be. You're gonna have to pay cash. You're gonna have to. It's $100. They're like, is there salsa? Okay, he wants to add salsa. That's how much is the salsa? Bethany, how much is the salsa? Okay, it's market price right now, and you're like, fuck this.
You want this salsa or you want the cheap salsa?
Yeah, we've got salsa that was made with the love of humans, and then we've got some sweatshop salsa. That's,
We don't know what they did. They didn't have shoes on.
It's like everything, man, is expensive as shit. I mean,
yeah.
like I told them, this is the year where people are gonna start growing their own fucking vegetables, start growing their own fruits, dude, because all that shit is like high price.
Oh yeah, people are cracking too. I mean, you saw it. The pandemic happened, and motherfuckers were like, "I'll make bread." Bro, you think I don't know how to make bread? Bro, you think YouTube ain't taught me how to make some bread? Think of sourdough.
YouTube University is my shit, boy.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
in love.
I'm just saying, but it showed like, oh, people will do it themselves.
Right.
And that kind of made me happy to see the world like that. I mean, obviously the world's fucked up. Right. But that was one of those things where I was like, okay, people are kind of trying to be like, okay, if I had to do it for me, how would I do it?
Independent.
You know?
But people didn't understand because, like, during the pandemic, the pigeon became the new chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
Them chickens started getting scarce. And you notice you didn't see as many pigeons out as you usually see.
And the birds stopped flying south. The birds did stop flying south.
The birds were like, nobody's here. I don't even need to fly south. I'm gonna just go in this hotel. Motherfuckers praying to me.
See, motherfuckers thought that Chinese people eat rat and dog. They used to think that shit was funny. But this shit ain't getting funny now.
I know, bro. And what's fucked up is I feel like we scared Asians away. And that doesn't make me feel good. That doesn't make me feel good at all. Because, like that's how it is with, like, Native Americans. Tell me the last time you saw a group of Native American people just walking down the street like, yo, this is ours, this is ours.
Never.
Like, never in your life. How fucked up is that? We were like, you be over here. I'm tired of thinking about it. Hey, we fucked you up. I know, but you've been talking about it too much. And it's like having a girlfriend that doesn't want to stop talking about old shit.
Right.
You're like, if you're gonna be like that, if you're gonna be like that.
But see, once again, like I would have to say, in like Michigan and you know, especially like Detroit, little suburbs surrounding Detroit, you can't fuck with Asian people. Cause shit, where the fuck we gonna get our Chinese food from?
Exactly.
You know how we.
Where do they be at though?
Exactly.
Yeah,
But that's the fear.
We don't know where they come
we're
from.
out
Hey.
here. We out here.
We
Like,
don't
you
know
never
where they come
had you
from.
never had to be like, where's that black dude? You're like, I know exactly where the black dudes are. Don't worry.
Over there.
But if I was
we
like,
ever point out where the Asians live?
no, they're like,
They be
no.
in schools and
They
everything. They be
just
like,
show
where
up.
you live?
Cook the
Yeah.
meal. Be like, can I have extra gravy on that? They never question you about that shit.
Done.
Charge you extra.
10
Okay.
minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes.
Never take
10 minutes went to 15. I'm so mad now.
I'm like, no, I've never had an order at a Chinese joint take longer than 10 minutes. And it's always a big ass order too. I'm like, I just gave you like a meal for a wedding. They're like 10 minutes. I'm like, how are you doing this? It's some magic shit. They just got a genie back there, like, and then they just put it out front.
Dude, you ever take a bunch of shit out your freezer and you be like, okay, I'm about to cook this chicken. I'm about to put some rice with it.
It's already been 10 minutes.
You get it
It's-
all
as
right.
soon as by the time you got the ingredients out, you're like, 10 minutes.
I'm about to put this shit
God
out. We eat Chinese tonight.
10 minutes
10
later.
minutes. 10 minutes. I don't care if they don't fuck with plurals at all. You don't need a S. As fast as you, that's why they cook food so fast. They're like, we don't say the S. And we
It's
just
gone.
Otherwise, they're going to take 10 minutes.
So is they
10
considered
minutes.
fast food?
Yeah, exactly, bro. They should
And the
legally.
thing about it is, we don't consider them fast food.
Right.
I know, 'cause we don't want to give them any credit. We're like, you've been doing it better than everybody. But hey, this shit, I don't
Your
know.
time speed is
Yeah,
legit.
exactly.
And you know we got our picks because we be like, I don't fuck with them because they put cabbage and shit in their egg rolls.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers got bean sprouts.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they slanging dope.
Hey, we do go to our own. You got your own specific Chinese,
Oh
boy.
yeah, I got shit that's nostalgic. I'll just hit up a spot like, yo, I'm at 10 yen. You know what it is.
Yeah, you know where it's at.
1997. Where you at? Like, still out here repping. Still out here.
It's like we've been
Still
going
out
to-
here with the
They
egg
still
rolls.
here.
Yeah.
Still out here with the
still
lobster
here.
gravy. Still out here with everything I know and love from my childhood.
We don't watch they fucking
Ain't
kids
gave up,
grow
boy.
up
Exactly.
and take over
I'm
the
like,
business.
yo,
3
what's up, man?
generations
It's been a while
laid
since
down.
I know you. No, I feel racist. I'm like, I thought you were your dad. He's like, just kidding. I'm like, stop playing.
And that's tripped out because underseen they are the most resourceful people, and as far as generational wealth, because
You
you
5 in the house,
And discipline,
30 in the
and
house.
discipline, man.
you watch the progress. It be like the grandfather. When you a kid, the grandfathers basically running the business. Then he turns it over to his son, you know, his son started running. Now the next son, and we done watched 3 generations cook our fucking Chinese food for.
Yeah, I'm out here with my grandma putting my name on the electric bill. I'm like, bitch, this is not how you make it better. This is not how you make it
started
better.
to build your credit, baby.
You need more Asian friends.
We about to pass this shit down.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, bro.
Hey, you know, you look at it, our rednecks.
Yeah.
I mean,
They'll pass it down. They'll
Dude.
pass it down.
They're
They're like, we're new like the Jews.
They fuck with us.
We got bar mitzvahs. We've been doing it lately. It seems weird. 13's a weird age. I'm just saying. I can't count to 13, but that's beside
They
the
be like,
point.
what you got there, Jackie? You got a 357 with 2 double stroking.
I'll teach you how to shoot it.
Hey, but as long as he's got this camo hat on, we'll let him go. Okay? You out here, you can't count to 13, but you out here having redneck bar mitzvahs. Count that camo shit.
Hey, because I know plenty of times, like, you know, when I used to live on like 8 Mile, we'd take our shit over and warn our cars and shit, man. They work on the motherfuckers, and it's like it really like it became a national trade, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know they fuck with the cars and shit.
motherfuckers
We'd take beer,
retarded.
weed over there and shit, you know,
Get a
ribs
fix
and
for-
shit.
Hey, you ain't got to take no money.
Right, no money.
All asset, no
straight.
money.
Bro, that's where it's at, though.
I don't want the dollar. Give me the beer.
Hey, them motherfuckers got cool where they start crossing the fucking borderline and shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers from the trailer parks on 8 Mile will cross and shit and come fuck with us, and we'll ride our bikes over to the trailer. Dude, it was like a trip because we used to spend like the whole fucking day in the trailer park.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Hey man, and it's more peaceful than people think. And I'm gonna hit you guys with the newsflash. Motherfuckers aren't out here just lynching people for nothing, okay? Thanks to forensic files and CSI, niggas get caught now. Go out there and meet some people that don't look like you. They're not out here wilding, you know. And there's a couple Jeffrey Dahmers. Be careful. Be careful in the world.
That's the thing about Michigan. We don't know who's who.
We don't know who's who, man. And that's
we
why
will rear every fucking body.
But we take so many chances because of
Yeah.
that. Like we learn to mesh because we're like, bro, I done met this dude who fucks with this, and then I feel so at home. I feel like family between these people that I have nothing in common with. Like I grew up down the street from an Arabic kid who would always have me over. We'd play Super Smash Brothers. And his mom would cook some shit that I didn't know what the fuck it was. And I just be, she was straight up born in Egypt. I just be like, let's get it. I'm out here King Tut. I'm like, you know, Nostradamus was on this shit. And bro, I mean, but it made me so in tune with like, oh, no matter how different people are, like you gotta go for it. Because you never know when you find the people. The people you need, especially in your life, you never know when that click is.
And black people always want to be the first ones, so they be like, shit, ain't nobody I know done ate snake. Fuck this.
Hey man, you never know.
Frog leg slap, boy.
Frog leg. Willie chitlins, you want to eat steak? Get out of here.
I know, so we down to try new shit. We down to fuck with people and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but sometimes, but not even like black people. People are stopping fucking with people at all. And that's the scariest part of it. People just being like, I'm just me. Yeah. I'm just me. I'm just gonna go in my bathroom. I'm just gonna be this for 17 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I just sleep.
They be in that
work.
loner stage.
Yeah, and because I mean that makes us so, because you feel it like, bro. I'm not gonna say where I work, but I'm a maintenance tech at a place. And I walk through it and I look at all the people just like doing their job. They don't even want to look at me because they're just sad as fuck. Yeah. And I feel bad as fuck, but you feel it. That's the whole thing. You feel how people are feeling, and that affects you in a strange way. Right. People are unhappy.
Environment, boy.
And when you can't look at somebody and just crack a smile, like you know, like fuck that, fuck, you know. Just
imagine what you going home to.
Exactly, you know. That's why I mean, hey man, shit. You just gotta try and be happier. I don't know what that takes, but weed, definitely weed.
I agree.
A little bit of weed, you know.
Comedians definitely set the standards for that, man. Because I know here in our city, you know, you talk about a comedy show coming, you'll pack the shit out that motherfucker. Because we love to laugh. Yeah. We love to get out and have that entertainment.
So, everybody in the Metro Detroit area, definitely come out, see my shows. I got a show coming up in Jackson, in April. Sad clown comedy. Check that out. Like I said, check out Floyd's Garage, at Floyd's Garage on Instagram. Check out at Floyd Jones Comedy on Instagram and TikTok. And I'm telling you, just come peep all these shows. You can see me at open mics too, New Way Bar, out Canton Brew Works, just pretty much anywhere where you can find comedy. Get at me. The Independent in Hamtramck. Yeah, so
You everywhere.
Everywhere,
I be
man.
telling people, man, we got shit in the city, dog. He think, I mean,
man.
he feel like we had most shit back then, but I be like, dog, we still got a lot of shit going on, dog. But before we slide, we got to hit into that Rockin' or Drop It right there. And I am gonna let him go ahead and introduce your own track, man. This my baby. I'm gonna pass my car keys over. You can drive my whip right fast, man.
Okay, that shit's clicking.
No, it ain't. This is 6'4", my nigga.
No, this is a track I made back in like 2016 with my boy Jay Roach called "No Escape," and I straight made the beat for this shit out of some dumbass Windows sample music that was jazzy as hell, and I was like, let's get it. So I hope you enjoy this track. I'm the second verse. Motherfuckers always think I'm the first verse. I'm the second verse, okay?
Yo. Let's go right in. Yo, I'm just trying to escape with the weight of the world on my shoulders. I won't break. I ain't scared of y'all. I go out like a martyr, gripping my balls. The type to get up if I fall. Crumble urban or raw. Eyes low, but I'm higher than y'all. Ashes falling on my book of rhymes. I'm laughing times past the where to go. I'm sitting in the zone on my own, penning poems. Just far from the kids you used to know. Now I'm grown. Just trying to find peace on my own. But the negativity strong. Keep on keeping on is all I can do. I've been through what you've been through. You need someone to vent to. Just know I'm here, dude. I've been through what you've been through. You need someone to vent to. Just know I'm here, dude. I'm just trying to escape. It's no escape. I'm just trying to escape. Cause I'm trapped in this rap shit. So I'm just trying to escape. It's no escape. I'm just trying to escape. The world turned into madness. I'm just trying to escape. It's no escape. I'm just trying to escape. Remember when we didn't have shit? I'm just trying to escape. With the weight of the world on my shoulders, I won't break. I'm the type to roll a herb and a swisher now. Making riches, we don't need 3 wishes. We just need 3 bitches with long hair and no extensions. Nice curves don't mean she's saying nice words. A bad bitch with a heart like an iceberg. Cause she knows she'll get away with it. With her pretty face, she can make away with it. She don't get that's not enough to make them stay with it. Now I'm trying to leave my past behind. I ain't making all this music just to pass the time. I need a mic, but I think they need a pacifier. About to light up a blunt, can you pass the fire? Cause I got this shit floating on my mind. Let the potent get me high. Roller coasters when I try and hold it closer. Cause she always gotta look like fight me now. So I packed up my shit like how you like me now. Yo, I'm just trying to escape. It's no escape. I'm just trying to escape. Cause I'm trapped in this rap shit. So I'm just trying to escape. It's no escape. I'm just trying to escape. The world turned into madness. I'm just trying to escape. It's no escape. I'm just trying to escape. Remember when we didn't have shit? I'm just trying to escape. With the weight of the world on my shoulders, I won't break.